Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a very simple brown smoky eye. I love brown smoky eyes because they suit absolutely everybody and you can use them for so many occasions. You can use them to go to work, you can use them for a dinner out, you can use them for your wedding day even. Today's look is going to be a matte brown smoky eye. All you need is a couple of shades of brown eyeshadows, a brown eyeliner, a couple brushes, and you're good to go. And if you're new, I'm Karina. I post videos twice a week on natural, classy, wearable makeup looks. So if you're into that style of makeup, definitely consider subscribing. So I've just gone ahead and done one eye off camera, and then I'm going to do this eye with you. As you can see, it's just like a very simple matte brown smoky eye. I'm going to start by just showing you the tools I used. I used two shading brushes, so just one fluffy eye brush. This one's the MAC 217. And then just another blending brush that's slightly smaller that will fit into your crease and outer corner a little bit better. This is the JH40. Then I used a smudging brush. This is the MAC 239, but you could use like a pencil brush, anything that's small that will smudge out eyeliner. And then you just need 2 or 3 shades of matte brown. So I use this Tartelette palette, but you can use any matte brown shades that you have. When you're doing a matte brown eye, the most important thing is blending. So as long as you're spending time blending between the 2 shades or 3 shades, you're going to be fine. Now this first part is optional. I use this Jaclyn Hill brush JH10 to map out the shape I want. For me, my eyes don't naturally just slant up, so sometimes it's hard to keep the shadow kind of going in an upward position so that everything is really feeling lifted. If you don't want to do this, just kind of keep in mind everything should be pulled up towards the tail of your brow and not blending down past your lower eyelid. So what I do is I'm just gonna take that brush, get some translucent powder and stamp that in, kind of really load it up. And then starting at my lower lash line, I just simply stamp that up towards my brow. This just takes the guesswork completely out of it. So when I'm blending my shadow, I'm not gonna come down past this area. I'm gonna keep it right up inside of that line. So for the first brown shade, you just want it to be a shade that's maybe half a shade or 1 shade darker than your natural skin tone. I'm using Wanderer from this palette. I'm just blending this first shade all over my eye, right up to that line, right up to my brow. And this is just our base color. When we put our next colors on top, they're gonna blend out a lot easier and a lot more smoothly. So you just have something like this. It's very subtle and that's what we want. Now I'm just going to switch to my smaller brush. I'm going to go in with the color Dreamer, which is just a very neutral, kind of medium toned brown shade. It's obviously darker than the first one that we've used. And for this one, I'm going to start on the outer corner of my eye and pull the shade in. And I will also bring that up into the crease area. I always try to lay my color down first where I want it, and then I will go in and then kind of blend it out in those circular motions. Whatever's left on my brush, I will kind of go out past where we drew that powder line and then bring everything in. So just to make sure all of your shadow is kind of going up and out, and just making sure all of those edges are seamlessly blended, but you want most of the color right on the corner of your actual eyelid. So remember I said you could use just 2 shades. You can just stop right here. This is enough of like dimension and gradient to make it look really, really nice. It's the simplest way you can do it, but I'm gonna take it one step further and just go in with Multitasker, the darkest brown shade in the palette. And this time I'm really just gonna keep it to that outer corner. So I lay my color down first. And then once most of that color is deposited off of the brush, go ahead and blend that out. So I'm really starting at that outer corner and I'm making sure to pull everything back in. So you just want to keep blending until you're happy with it. Then I'll take my fluffy brush and maybe go back in with Wanderer, the first shade, and kind of lay that over top and just make sure everything is nice and seamless. The bigger, fluffier brush will kind of make sure everything's super blended. And then don't forget that outside edge, just make sure everything's being pulled up and out. And then I always like to take a clean brush and then just go over the very edges, just to make sure everything is really blended and the powders are dissipating out to the outer part of your face and you can't see where those edges are. Then all I do is just wipe away that powder that we pressed down onto our skin. I want to further define my eyes, so I'm going to take a brown eyeliner. Use any brown eyeliner that you have. I'm using Mambo by NARS. It's just like a deep brown shade. Make sure that's nice and sharp. That's always going to really help you. All I'm going to do with this is draw a line along my lash line. I'm not going to make it too thick. And if you've got it done really messily like I just did, it doesn't matter because we're going to take our smudging brush and then go ahead and smudge that line out. So we're just really softening the edges so that it's going to look good regardless of how well you put it on there. Then I'm going to take that same pencil and tightline my top waterline. For the bottom lash line, I'm going to go in with Wander, that lightest shade, and I'm just going to run it along the entire bottom part of my eye. And I do want to connect it up to that top part of the shadow, so I bring it all the way around. And I just want to make sure that it's really connected right here and blended together. And then I'm going to take the second shade, Dreamer, and I'm just going to run it along the outer third of my eye. Then take that liner, the same one you used on the top, and run it very tightly right into your lower lashes, but just keeping it on the very outer part of your eye. This is just going to further define your eye. I like to put this right into the bottom waterline too, but this time I'm going to keep it right to the outer third. And then that's it. Just make sure that both of the eyes kind of match up. I always take that fluffy brush, wipe it off, and just make sure everything is really seamlessly blended. And then of course just finish with your mascara and you're all good to go. That's just one way I do my brown smoky eye. Obviously I kept everything matte and I kept most of the dark color on the outer side so that my eyes were kind of being pulled apart or up. That's what suits my eye shape the best, but of course there's a lot of different ways you can do it depending on your own eye shape. We could have kept the dark part kind of right on the lid and then done the gradient upward. That's also a really pretty way to do it. You can use shimmers. You can incorporate the liner a little bit more and smudge that out. This is just one way. Let me know if you want to see more ways. I'm happy to do more tutorials on brown smoky eyes. It's just a great look. I don't feel overdone at all, but my eyes look a little bit more green, a little bit more defined. So yeah, just let me know if you want me to do more. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. It's too much to ask for. It's too much to ask for.